Hello, welcome back to a new video. Today we are in Channel Mixer, which it's long story short. This is this is why games take time to release. This is why software development takes time, and why all this kind of shit just this is the result of a week working and in fixing stuff that's not even that wasn't supposed to be my problem. But long story short, I'm developing DynaWet, which is a fully dynamic real-time weather system for Unity that's going to be performant for mobile phones and basically all kinds of devices, even for high quality to highly stylized and low budget low performance impact system. So basically, I'm finishing the system and I'm making the documentation. I can actually show you a little bit the documentation if I can. Well, this is a little bit yeah yeah, this is a little bit what I try to put in the documentation, which I cannot totally do. But pretty much this is let me show you. Oh, this is task manager. I've made a little task manager. Just for fun, for me. And oh yeah, we can show it. This is the task manager. This is him. This is him. I tried to build the app image, but I genuinely can't. So I believe at some point I will be able to. So here we have all the processes, and if you want to kill any process, you basically go here and in the kill tab and you kill it. Be careful, don't click on that. You can still scroll up and down. So yeah, we can refresh here to see the processes and actually to refresh and see the CPU time it takes. Because if not CPU time, that's not update because we need to run for some milliseconds. And the first run, we don't have kind of time to fetch the data. I'm veering off track. Basically, well, this is Taskman. Say hi to Taskman. So I was making the documentation for DynaWet weather. Maybe I can show it to you. So I was making this document pretty much, and I was, going to make sure. And this is again still pretty early documentation of the system, etc. Just letting you know how to use the system and stuff. And then we're going to go into the nitty-gritty details of how to make everything look as nice as you can and as stylized as you want. And now here I was pretty much going to the performance metrics of the thing, and I was going to let people know how they should use Dynamite and how to combine their textures to basically get the system optimized, right? I had I was in this kind of choice. I had to tell people to basically forcing them to use a system to read the data from textures, right? Dynamite is using a lot of masks for rain streaks and a lot of kind of visual effects. So in the best way to optimize single channel textures instead of sampling them individually is basically to combine them all of them into a single texture, which is exactly what Unreal Engine 5 does with the ORM texture. So I said, okay, then I'm going to force them to use the ORM system style texturing for masks, and then we can all just use a single texture to kind of fetch four single channel textures. And I was like, okay, then let's do this. Let's kind of make the tutorial for people that's going to buy my system, for them to kind of translate their channels or their created single channel textures into the system for sampling them. So okay, I went ahead and tried to use the simplest possible way of doing that, right? In the kind of open source free image editing software, right? In which I can sample individual channels and maybe export them into concrete texture, right? So I went into Krita and followed kind of or kind of searching the internet and said, hey, does Krita can do this. And there was a process in which you could copy red, green, and blue and alpha, and basically kind of sample individual channels as if they were kind of single channel textures, sample them in the image as if they were just, oh yeah, just copy the red, this as the red channel, this as the blue channel, or this as the green channel. So I did that, and let me show you what happened. Because it's the reason we are right here. Combine texture work, Krita, PNG. Okay, so this is kind of the results of what I tried to get, right? So let's go into textures now. Go into textures and let's put them here so you can see what I mean. When I did what I was trying to do, well, basically combining single channel textures, you'll see here we have and that's the problematic one. Okay, so here's the texture, right? Single alpha, pretty much. I was supposed to basically sample each of the channels as a copy, right? Copy red, copy green, copy blue, and copy alpha. And I set off the channels pretty. If I open well, it doesn't matter really. So what you can see here, right, is let's actually, yeah, great. Let's actually take a look at this as big as we can. So if we get into the red channel, you can totally see we've properly sampled the red channel, and I needed to sample the four channels. So let's check them out. I had a kind of dot just to test. Here a little bit of a noise texture that I made with noise generator 2000, and here we have the rain ripples textures. The rain I don't know how to say it. Um, And in the alpha channel, it turns out it decided not to write down the alpha channel because what I read in the internet was that I needed to kind of toggle something like copy alpha into each of the channels or something like that. And for some reason, it just didn't do it and wrote down this thing if I didn't have that thing enabled. Even if I had selected the alpha and set it to copy the alpha. Um, so, okay, we cannot sample the alpha channel. But what if I copy? What if I do the copy and let's copy the alpha channel like they told me? And we go here, we get the same texture, right? What looks like the same texture, but you can totally see it's not the same one. You can totally see it's not. Oh, totally see it's not the same one at all. Why? Because when you toggle this thing of copy alpha, it did actually copy the alpha, and I was like, oh, I went directly to check the alpha, and I was like, oh, yeah, it did wrote down my clouds alpha, so which is great, right? This is a clouds texture I generated. Um, so why is it not looking the same? Then I checked the red channel, and suddenly for what I don't know exactly what reason, that method of exporting it from Krita bled the alpha channel or is bleeding the alpha channel into the other channels, literally into all the other channels. So alpha basically is bleeding, or better said, the opposite of alpha. Well, what's the holes of alpha of A is bleeding into the other channels, and I literally don't know what the fucking hell is going on export here. Okay, so now you know the problem we are facing, right? I had to tell people to optimize their systems or their textures to use my system, my Dynawide system. So the solution that I was looking for didn't work properly, as you can totally see. It's bleeding the alpha, or it's not writing down the alpha in this other texture. So it's not writing down the alpha here, just a plain alpha texture, which doesn't allow me to get the most out of this, right? So I said, okay, no problem, no problem. I'm a Unity developer. Well, not Unity developer, but I develop things in Unity. So I know that it can do this thing. I made noise generator for me, so I can totally make something that does exactly the same that noise generator did, but sampling textures that I import into their individual channels and then exporting the texture. I can do that. Of course, so I went ahead and made Channel Mixer, which is exactly what you're seeing here on your screen. Which, if you want to tell me, it's a pretty good looking thing. I believe it's great. By now let's disable simple file browser so we don't. This is the final nail in the coffin, which has been this and the file browser has been kind of the last week's work, I believe. Can it be said this way? I was in the middle of writing down the documentation in Tuesday, and I had to deal with all this kind of stuff. So today, what's going on? Okay, so I had to import the images, and you can totally see here I'm importing red channel, green channel, blue channel. I have an import button, and here I have the resolution, just similar to what I had in Node Generator. The file name, the safe path that you want to set, and that's everything, right? So in order to kind of set safe path, right? I don't want to allow people to literally just go ahead and say, hey, um, like I don't want to allow people to. Oh, please, this is for later. I don't want to allow people to just have to copy their safe path from I don't know from documents and say, hey, yeah, I just want to set this safe path, so copy and paste. This is going to be a standalone app, and that's not usually a friendly user interface behavior, right? So I said, okay, I know about a plugin. I know about a GitHub repo that allows you to do this file browsing, right? And basically fetch paths. And what that thing returned was a string array of paths and of selected paths. And that was like literally just everything it did. It opened the file panel. It allowed you to select or look through your folders and select whatever you selected, or allow as well the multi-select thing. So you could select multiple paths and you would retrieve multiple paths at the same time. So if you want to load any file, you know how loading files is. You basically put down a path, you load that file into bytes, and you basically parse it into whatever you need. If it's an image, into an image file, or whatever you actually need to parse it into a text file, into a string, or I don't know. You can do everything that you need with that byte array. Therefore, I thought, you know what? Let's use that tool that I know kind of works and opens you a file panel, right? So this is the tool. Basically, you have a window, and this window is actually living in the operative system, not in the app, which is, you know, kind of convenient, but tells you something. This is something that's living in my operative system. So it's a plugin that's run from Unity, and it's communicating to the plugin what to do. And yeah, I can now choose an image. If You can totally see I had already the default path set up because I already had importing images, and you can see which one of them I was testing with the system. So let's import this image. Okay, let's go back into Unity if we can. And you can see that the image has been imported. Now you're sampling the red channel, but there's a little bit of a problem, right? You've seen the window closed. The window is no longer here. There's nothing, no problem. But turns out there's a little bit of an issue. I don't want to call anyone for this. Like literally, this I can make these things happen myself. I'm more than happy to tell you that I'm the one creating most of the problems myself usually. But I just want to show you because there's a little bit of something going on in the memory. So if we take a look at the memory usage here, okay, so you can see it's at 460 megabytes, and basically we can see here the memory for the top unity categories, which is kind of textures, of course, because we're loading textures and stuff, and we have a rendered texture that's sampling these textures from a shader and whatever. So lots of memory there. But here in the unmanaged tab, there's something happening every time you open the file browser. Let's open a green image, right? Let's take a look at how this thing is. 400 and it's quite high, pretty much, I believe. But hey, so let's open this green channel, okay? And now we'll see that you know once we choose the file and everything, kind of now Unity has kind of stopped, or kind of, at least the profiler has stopped. Um, and now let's choose a file. I don't know. Maybe choose a big file, right? Let's choose a 1 megabyte file. Puddles noise, for example. We've opened this thing, and suddenly the untracked memory has grown to 400 and actually 70. So we're no longer at 450, we're 470 mostly. So let's keep on doing this. Let's keep on importing the images. They don't want to do this, so I'm gonna clear it all. So I really removed all the images. We totally removed the images. And at some point, I don't know why, even if you just cancel, at some point it crashes. I don't know why, really. But this happened as well, not here, but in, you know, here we go. Here we go. Here we go. Okay. Um, yep. It's a crash that did not happen within Unity, so Unity could not handle directly the crash, and that's why it's totally saying to me, hey, that was a big crash. We didn't handle it because it wasn't in our, in our space, right? And something totally went wrong there. And I don't know. I don't know why, but it crashes. And this time memory didn't go up that much as other times I've seen it. Maybe it was because I had a system doing other things. I don't know. Literally, I don't know. But it crashes. It totally crashes. So now you know where we are at. Okay, I had to make channel mixer to allow people to make their textures easily because we know that Krita and other softwares may not sample correctly the alpha channels for the texture management, right? So I made this app that requires a file browser, but the file browser has a bug or maybe a memory leak or something that's happening that literally just dies every now and then. You can open it maybe 50 times and then it dies in the 60th, or maybe you can open it for the first time and it just dies. It happened to me, so I just literally don't know what's going on there. And since it's using a plugin that's working with the environment of the operative system, and it has their toggles for each operative system, I literally don't know what's happening. I'm sorry, I cannot help you anymore. So yeah, now that we know that we have a problem going on in the file browser, now this is where I'm in Thursday, and I'm like, okay, Raymond, it's time to bring the weapons out and make your own file browser. No, please don't tell me backups. I know what happened. This happened a few times already, so we safe. We safe. Um, Thankfully it doesn't break much stuff in the project. Doesn't destroy things. Um, but it's a little bit of a problem. Because literally I don't know when or why is it going to happen. So it can happen on import. You saw I was importing. It can happen when I literally click import the button and it opens the window. It can happen when I click cancel. It can happen when I click open a file. I don't know. There's so many points of failure there that I just don't like it. I was a little bit pissed off about it, and literally I was locking at myself because I don't know why, but things take so much time because of this. So now, you're going to see a little bit of what I've been doing to finally get this thing solved. So I told you at the beginning that the file browser I'm using, this one, the one you saw crash my Unity editor, is just retrieving a set of paths through strings, right? And it's returning me the selected file's string path, right? So I can basically fetch the file directly. Um, so I thought about what I needed, right? And I was like, okay, let's do it. So here's simple file browser, which is basically the little wrapper you will be interacting with for the file browser. It's a little wrapper, right? Because this is basically all the functionality is in the file browser window. This is just kind of the wrapper that will tell you, oh yeah, we've retrieved the data. It's incomplete. You basically subscribe to this event action, and you will receive your data whenever it's complete. I'll show you the sample for that in a second. So in the example sample, we can see how to use simple file browser. This is my take on making this a file browser that's friendly for everyone to just get paths. And so we can literally just avoid this, right? But this is necessary for just running the function. So this is just logging the paths, but I just don't need this. If you don't want, you don't need this. I just wanted to kind of have a function that allowed me to log paths, so it doesn't. So yeah, this is basically the functionality, right? You basically on start you call simple file browser or SFB, open file panel, my window with lots of love because it asks you for the window title, the path, the starting path, and whether you want multi-select on or off, which is pretty cool, right? And now, once you have basically opened the window at start, or you can decide not to open it at start if you want, but at start or awake, no, basically start better. You basically want to subscribe your function that gets your paths. So you will create a function that says get my paths. You will have your string array, right, or whatever thing, or maybe you just don't have your string array. But I have the string array just to show you, right? But maybe you don't have the string array and you want to, you know, string um, string array files to load, and that's it, right? I'm gonna put back the log. Sorry, I'm gonna put it back. Um, so you have the string array files to load, right? And you basically do whatever you want with your files, right? Read the files, basically. To basically read the files or load them or load them or what you need, right? This is basically all that this thing does, just getting your paths, because it's basically everything that the file browser did. And now we could go and say, I don't know, imagine we just want to load the first file, right? If you don't have multi-select, you will just only receive one. So you would say, for example, files to load 0, or kind of how did we load the file? Files to load 0, and that's it. You basically here you have your file, and now file bytes, and that's it. You do whatever you want. Fancy things with file bytes. Fancy things with file bytes, and that's it. Get my paths. You can call it get my file, get my files, and here you can say load files, or maybe you can create a function for loading the files and just provide whatever byte array, and you can parse it the way, or load image or whatever. You just do whatever your fancy things you just want to do. And now for the grand finale, that's everything really. It's not complicated to use it. I feel like I kind of have solved, no problems. And now we hit click here, right? This is kind of my test or example. You can totally see I can move the window, which is part of my computer emulation system, which I brought here. So everything is kind of working really nicely. And here you can see I'm able to fetch other locations, which can be different locations. I'm basically providing in the path that I said to my example file browser, which is you just provide simple file browser, and you just provide your start path, and that's it. You only need an instance of simple file browser and the file browser window, which should be in the kind of campus. But that's it. The file browser window will be a prefab, and I will kind of make sure it's all kind of private, hidden, and made well. But it's just that I'm really happy to see it in action. Yeah, I didn't show you that it works. Let's go back. Let's go back, and let's go to root, and let's show you that we can read all the data, even the files, and you can see, yeah, that we can totally just get everything. And open will basically open whatever we've got. Are we logging it, right? We're logging it, right? No, we're not logging it. We're log paths files to load. Mm-hmm. That's remove this and put item. And there we go. Now we're really happy because, oh shit, I didn't. I do this thing a lot of times. I'm a little bit stupid, sorry. So yeah, finally, did it break? It didn't break. I'm wonderful. Will this actually recompile? No, no, it just doesn't work this way, I believe. It doesn't work this way, I believe. It should because no, I don't have that thing disabled, so no, it wouldn't. It does not. It waits for recompile. Yeah. Mm-hmm. So let's open this thing. Let's go back, as I said to you, and let's go. I don't know, to home, or maybe I don't know. I just want to go back to work because I forgot. Like, oh, let's go to my editing. But wait, I don't go to editing. Double click doesn't work right now. This is just for selecting. If you want multi-select, which I have turned on. If not, I can go into editing. I can go into, I don't know, um, video export for 2025, 2026. Let's go to 2024 and see what we have here. Oh, the environment system, the grass blade video, the hand tracking video, the jam video, the uh, Pablo Alborand, sun rotation, Unreal Engine to Unity exports. And wow, it's quite interesting. Let's see in 2020. Oh, let's make this window bigger because it's going to be better. So let's see in, I don't know, game footage to edit. No, 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 no. Let's go into 2026, right? Oh, we just have the moon relight. Okay. It's a file. By the way, it's a file. Oops. Nope, we didn't want to go here. Let's go here. We just have this file, which is a video file, an MP4 file. I still need to put the file extension filter and whatever, but that's coming in the future. But by now I'm just really happy that you can navigate whatever, and if you click here we go back to root, or we go back to, I don't know, um, games if I want, or maybe work. Again, it's really simple. It's really easy to go and take a look at some of these things. So yeah, it's kind of funny. Kind of funny. So now, what happens now? How do we select the paths, right? You can move the window again. Really cool, really amazing. It totally works, by the way. It's totally displaying. I cannot change this, and by now I don't have functionality here to paste down your path, but I will really soon. So yeah, we want to fetch some paths, right? Let's get these paths in mount. No, let's actually get let's get from into work. Let's go into builds and let's go. There's a few builds here, right? Don't have much other things. Tales of a story. Oh my god. Yeah, that's everything we have. Let's get Dynowed build, and Dynowed profiling test. I wanna get as well. Tales Sandrock, Tales of a story test. Or I don't know, Tame Me. Let's get Tame Me as well. And let's open. Oh, it did crash now? Don't tell me this. Oh, access to the path is denied? No, it did return the path. Oh yeah, of course it cannot. I'm trying to read the file and it's a folder. So yeah, I as well will need to handle that exception as well because it's a folder. You cannot open a file. I tried to I tried to store a folder into bytes. I'm fucking stupid. Yeah, if we remove this, that's going to totally work. My bad, my bad. It's the first file browser I've ever made, so just prone to errors happen. Uh, of course, we need to kind of restart everything. But yeah, 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 it does work. It does work. Let me show you because yeah, yeah. Now, I know. Let's go to the same path. Okay, let's go to builds. Let's go to builds. Enter. First off, let's put kind of put the console here, right? or properties, property. Nah, put it here floating, right? Nah, put it floating. Put it floating. Oh, fuck. Ah, here we finally got it. Okay, so this thing is floating, but now we're going to see correctly what's happening. So now, let's go select some things. Dynamite. We're just gonna fetch the paths, right? I wanna store a lot of possible paths for, I don't know, things. And let's get TME. Uh-huh. Yeah, let's get the profiling test and all this kind of stuff, and let's get it. And yeah, that's it. It didn't crash because I was not trying to load a folder into bytes. Um, so yeah, you if this works, you're a hero. Congrats, man. Thank you. Thank you. And yeah, we've basically fetched everything. You can see the calls we went through, but you know, it wasn't expensive. It wasn't. It's not expensive. The calls that go through just query ints and things from arrays and return you paths. That's it. So yeah, overall, now I'm going to replace this thing with this thing, which is really cool, and now we're going to be safe, finally. And yeah, maybe I need to take a look at this things, kind of. Oh my god. Back up this folder. First, what is saying that? First, don't ship in your gum. I guess I made a fuck up here because here's a build literally in the folder builds of Tales of a Story. Oh my god. Oh my god. Well, it's just fun to navigate. It's just fun to navigate this kind of things. Just really fun to see that I can totally navigate this and see all my stuff. Kind of fun, kind of fun. My window with lots of love. Have a wonderful day, guys. And now you'll finally know why software development is kind of hard. By the way, I haven't shown you the code base. Let's show you what this week has been. So we have simple file browser, which we have opened, right? Which let's take a look at this. This is the file browser struct, which basically holds all the logic for file browsing, or basically for moving directories, or changing or whatever directory. And now this file browser is used in file browser window, which is what handles your file browsing, right? The window. And here's where all the magic happens, really. Let's take a look at the magic happening. First, we have the close window, deal with the last things we've added. And here we can remove some stuff, which it's quite ugly. And yeah, we could totally move this down because gather components and these things are basically run from set window. It's basically kind of all these things should be kind of below update, I believe. So yeah, I'm gonna move them down below update. That's it. So now, let's take a look at what happens here. So since this thing is enabled outside of this of itself, we don't have a start method. The start method is kind of gone at this point. So that's a little bit it. We check whether the mouse is in the file is rect or if it's inside the drive's rect. This function basically just fetches the rectangle of the given whatever object and decides whether, hey, yes, we are in, or no, we are not. And yeah, it's really simple. Next, we have the gather components, which basically allows us to, basically when we refresh and write everything, to put the files inside the containers that they need to be, or the file instances inside the containers that they have to be. Um, Close window, closes the window, set window, basically enables the window and sets all the properties and components of the window. And first we check whether the file browser is initialized. In case is initialized, we just no, if it's not initialized, sorry, this is better to put it this way, so it's better clearly seen. All these things help you see things easier. So yeah, we initialize the file browser then with the starting path. In case the starting path is empty, we basically the initialize function will basically query the first logical drive, and in case not, well, we're just going to basically retrieve not query, but retrieve the first logical drive, so we can properly navigate to somewhere that exists in the system. So finally, file browser window. This is the final thingy. So yeah, finally once it's initialized, we don't need the else statement here because we have already opened the directory if it's initialized. So we don't have to reinitialize it and do much stuff with it. Then we have the navigation stuff, which whenever you click in the enter thing, you go up one directory or you move the next directory. So you basically open the directory's ID. ID is an int. So you basically open that and that will open that given directory. And simple, simple. Um, that's really simple. And button open. So once you click once you click the button of open, which will inevitably close, starts the onReturn event, which basically is the first event that triggers the final uncomplete event on the simple file browser. So get selection is used by the simple file browser to retrieve the selection of paths. The way this works is that each file has a simple file object which we basically can control, and we can set its properties. And this simple file, it's basically inside of the containers already as a reference, as a sample. So we can basically just fetch it and instantiate it while modifying the set file function and providing all the data that the file requires, right? So whether if it's a folder, if it's a drive, if it's or drive is basically for differentiating you clicking somewhere or not. So yeah, it's not that complicated, I believe. Then you have the select, which basically tells the object to be selected. You have the selected thing. So if the folder, if if selected, it's true, you basically have selected the object. If selected is false, um, it's just false. And that's it. That's basically what happens. We change the background of the select, so you can change the object itself. And that happens inside of the file as if it was a button. That's it. It's just the file. It's an actual button, and that button talks to the file, and that's it. It tells the file to be selected. That's it. No more. Finally, in here we can continue down. So this returns the multi-selection array, which is multi-selection if you have multi-selection, and if it's just an array of one, if it's just um, one return. Ismail's in, we have already talked about it. Get nearest file, well, gets the nearest file when you click. Get nearest is the same thing, but for drives and stuff like that, or just an individual array. And basically we have the refresh complete, basically refreshes the files and folders on other locations, and that's basically refresh file folders, refreshes the path, clears the display of the files, basically removes all the instances of the files. It eliminates the files because each file has an eliminate function, so it destroys this game object. So basically, here we can do the same with drives if we want, but we basically don't. Clear selection. The same thing, but it does deselect the files. and deselect the folders. So if you have multiple selection, you can only deselect by clicking on them again. And if you don't have multiple selection, you just select one. Every time you select a new one, the last one will be deselected automatically. So yeah, pretty simple. And finally, directory navigation, which is just open directory and up directory, which is fairly simple. You open a path and you go up one path, basically to the parent one. And then we refresh the file folders because that's what we need to do once we change the no directory. It's that simple, just that simple. A few thousand lines of code between 3 scripts, not too expensive. This is a simple file. This is a simple file browser, which is just a wrapper. And this is you interacting, or me interacting with my little file browser, which is just this amount of code, just to get my files, and that's it. Concretely, just this, and that. Well, that. So 3 lines of code to get your files. Okay, I wish this was explanatory, and now you finally know why development. Why are we rebuilding this? Why? Oh yeah, because I changed something in some script, probably one space or something. So yeah, now you know why. Um, things take time. Things take a lot of fucking time, and this one is the reason. Oops. Wow. I was not expecting this. My window cannot resize. Yeah, I'm sorry. I'm not that good. Well, I did resize on the computer emulation system, but I don't want to put it here. I don't want to do it here. By the way, my mouse is failing. It's double clicking. It's clicking sometimes and missing the click sometimes in the middle click. I don't know. Weird things are happening in my mouse. Weird things are happening in my mouse. So yeah, wish this was a wonderful video for you to watch today. And yeah, this is the crappy video. This has been my last week. Channel mixer, simple file browser, and yeah, that's my combination of the week. Just fetching files. I finally can continue developing Dynowet or completing Dynowet after a week of fighting against the tides. Have a wonderful day, guys, girls, guys, whatever. I need to sleep. I just need to sleep a little bit. Have a wonderful day and see you soon.